Hi, I'm Charlie, your friendly neighborhood gardener here. Today we will explore a fascinating and fruitful gardening method, creating a buzz among British garden enthusiasts. So, grab a cuppa, get comfy, and let's dig into this green thumb adventure together. The Three Sisters planting method is an intelligent way of planting from the Native Americans. It's all about growing three specific plants: corn, beans, and squash. Each plant uniquely helps the others, making them a fantastic trio for your garden. Now, this clever planting method is catching on in the UK and becoming a gardening sensation. Why is it gaining popularity in the UK, you ask? Well, it's simple. This method is a natural way to get the most out of a garden, especially when space is tight. Plus, it's a fun experiment for gardeners looking to try something new. The Three Sisters planting method UK style is a delightful blend of old wisdom and new excitement in gardening. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or someone just starting to get their hands dirty, this method offers a playful and rewarding way to grow your greens. So as we venture into the heart of this gardening phenomenon, you'll see why so many UK gardeners are now choosing to plant the friendly trio of corn, beans, and squash in their patches. Meet the Three Sisters, corn, beans, and squash, a trio of plants quite fond of each other's company in the garden. Here's how their friendly relationship works. The tall corn stalks act like a natural pole for the beans to climb on, saving you the trouble of building a trellis. As the beans grow upwards, they hold onto the corn for support, and in return, they fix nitrogen in the soil, which acts as a natural fertilizer for the corn. Now, let's remember the squash. These low-growing plants spread their big leaves around the base of the corn and beans, acting like a living mulch. They keep the soil cool and moist, and their prickly leaves deter pests like raccoons from munching on the corn and beans. It's a win-win-win situation. Now, translating this to the UK garden scene, the Three Sisters planting method UK style offers several benefits. First off, it's a space saver. With gardens in the UK often being on the smaller side, this method helps gardeners get more out of their space. Secondly, it's a natural way to keep your soil healthy and fertile without chemical fertilizers. And let's not forget, it's also a fun and interactive way to garden, making it an educational adventure for kids and adults alike. Moreover, this method resonates with sustainable and organic gardening, which has been gaining popularity across the UK. By growing the Three Sisters, you are creating a little ecosystem right in your backyard, where each plant helps the others to improve. It's nature's way of saying teamwork makes the dream work. So by adopting the Three Sisters planting method UK style, you're not just growing some veggies, you're partaking in a time-tested tradition, exploring a sustainable gardening practice, and setting the stage for a fruitful harvest that is as enjoyable as it is rewarding. Translating, the age-old Three Sisters planting method to the UK's gardening scene has opened a new avenue for garden enthusiasts to make the most of their green spaces. However, the UK's weather and soil conditions do bring their unique set of challenges to the table. But hey, where there's a will, there's a way. The typically more relaxed and wetter climate in the UK might mean that the corn, beans, and squash trio need a bit more of a head start indoors or in a greenhouse before being introduced to the outdoor garden. It's like giving them a little pep talk before they step onto the field. Once they are out there, they are pretty good at taking care of each other. Now let's talk about some real gardeners rolling up their sleeves and getting their hands dirty with the Three Sisters planting method UK style. There's Sarah from Bristol, who swapped the traditional corn with a shorter variety more suited to her backyard. With a bit of trial and error, she got a lush harvest that became the talk of her neighborhood. Then, there's the community garden in Brighton that took on the Three Sisters method as a group project. They found that the method not only gave them bountiful harvests, but also created a sense of community and shared accomplishment. And let's remember the local schools that have incorporated this method into their gardening clubs, teaching kids about cooperation in nature in a hands-on way. Moreover, some UK gardeners have added their own spin to the method by experimenting with different varieties of beans and squash that might be more accustomed to the UK's climate. It's like the Three Sisters got a British makeover. All these experiences show that with a little adaptation and a spirit of experimentation, the Three Sisters planting method can find a cozy home in the gardens of the UK. It's a testament to how some gardening ingenuity can bridge the gap between traditional methods and modern-day gardening adventures, even under the gray skies of the UK. The Three Sisters planting method isn't just an excellent way of growing your veggies, it's also a big thumbs up for Mother Nature. Let's dig into how this method makes both gardeners and the earth happy in the UK. First off, we've got soil conservation. The Three Sisters are quite the team, keeping the soil nice and healthy. The beans fix nitrogen, a crucial plant nutrient, right into the ground. It's like they are running a little cafe right in your backyard, serving up a healthy dose of nutrients to the soil. The squash, with its broad leaves, acts like a natural mulch, keeping the ground moist and preventing weeds. There is no need for any nasty chemicals or extra watering. The Three Sisters have got it covered. Now on to the increased yield. When these three plants team up, they make the most out of the space they are given. The corn gives the beans a place to climb, the beans provide the nutrients, and the squash keeps the soil in tip-top shape. It's a win-win-win. And for gardeners, this means more veggies to harvest without extra space. Many gardeners across the UK have been raving about how their harvest baskets are fuller when they use the Three Sisters planting method UK style. Lastly, let's touch on sustainability. In a world where we're all trying to do our bit for the planet, this method is a small step in a greener direction. By reducing the need for chemical fertilizers and weed killers and making the most out of every inch of garden space, the Three Sisters method is a poster child for sustainable gardening in the UK. It's old-school gardening with a modern, eco-friendly twist. So whether you are a seasoned gardener or just starting to get your hands dirty, giving the Three Sisters planting method a go could be a fun and fruitful adventure and a nod towards greener gardening practices in the UK. If the Three Sisters planting method has caught your eye and you're thinking of giving it a whirl in your UK garden, that's fantastic. Here are a few nuggets of advice to help you get started and make the most out of this age-old gardening trio. 1. Get to know your sisters. It's all about teamwork with these three. Corn, beans, and squash bring something unique to the garden party. Understanding how they help each other will make your Three Sisters garden thrive. There are plenty of books and online resources that explain the ins and outs of this method. 2. Timing is key. Timing your planting right is crucial. Typically, you'd start with corn, then once they're about 6 inches tall, go the beans, followed by squash a week later. However, remember the UK weather. A late frost could throw a spanner in the works, so keep an eye on those weather forecasts. 3. Spacing matters. Give your plants room to breathe. Space them out according to the instructions you'll find on seed packets or gardening guides specific to the Three Sisters planting method UK style. Overcrowding could lead to them competing rather than helping each other. 4. Soil. Preparation. Before you pop those seeds in, ensure your soil is up to snuff. A good compost or well-rotted manure will give your plants a healthy start. And remember, bean plants are your natural fertilizers here. 5. Watering wisely. The UK weather can be unpredictable, so keep a watchful eye on your garden's water needs, especially in the initial growth stages. The squash leaves will help conserve moisture once they spread out. 6. Join a community. Gardening is more fun when shared. Look for local gardening clubs or online communities. There's a good bunch of gardening forums and social media groups where you can share your Three Sisters journey and pick up tips from seasoned gardeners. 7. Learn as you grow. Every gardening season is a learning experience. Take notes, snap pictures, and don't be afraid to ask for advice. There are also gardening workshops and courses that explore into the Three Sisters planting method and other companion planting techniques. With a bit of preparation and a sprinkle of patience, you'll be on your way to enjoying a bountiful harvest the Three Sisters way. And remember, the gardening community is a friendly bunch, always ready to lend a helping hand or share advice. All right, folks, we've journeyed through the old, yet gold, Three Sisters planting method and its blooming presence in the UK. It's a neat trick from the gardening playbook where corn, beans, and squash form a trio about helping each other out. It's like having a garden party where everyone brings something to the table. Corn provides the climbing frame for beans bring in the essential nitrogen for the soil, and squash keeps the ground cool and weed-free with its broad leaves. This method is not just a nod to clever planting. Still, it's also a step towards sustainable gardening, helping with soil conservation and increasing your garden's yield. And the best part, it's making waves among the UK gardening community for all the right reasons. With some prep work and a handful of patience, Trying out the Three Sisters planting method UK style could add a fun and fruitful chapter to your gardening story. And hey, the more the merrier, so why not share your Three Sisters gardening tales with others? Start with snapping a pic of your garden trio and sharing it on your social channels. The shared tips and stories will surely sprout a community of happy gardeners exploring the wonders of companion planting. If this gardening tale piqued your interest, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe for more green-thumbed adventures. The gardening world is vast and full of exciting methods waiting for you to try, and the Three Sisters is a fantastic place to start. So, are you ready to invite the Three Sisters to your garden? Happy planting!